Okay, today we are going to learn about the types of tissues in the plants, in the meristematic tissue and dermal tissue. These topics you are going to learn. In previous class we have discussed about the introduction of tissues. Tissue means it's made of cells which are similar in structure and function. So based on their function, the tissues are classified into 4 types in plants. So let us see the 4 types of plant tissues. These are meristematic tissue, dermal, ground tissue, and vascular tissue. The meristematic tissue is responsible for growth of the plant. The plant grow in length, the plant grow in girth. The dermal tissue responsible for the production to the internal parts. It is outer covering. We can compare with the skin of our body. The skin protects, like dermal tissue also protects, as it is a outer covering of the body. And the ground tissue, it connect or tag the various types of tissues. Now see this TS of the stem. This is the dermal tissue, and here you can see the vascular tissue. The both are connected by the ground tissue. The material transportation takes place from one tissue to another tissue to this ground tissue, packing, and it gives bulk also. Vascular tissue, it is responsible for transportation of water and minerals from roots to other parts and food from leaves to other parts of the plant body. Like this, different tissues perform different functions. Here you have to remember one point. The cells in each type of tissue consist of a unique structure. That structure is based on their function. The arrangement of cells in vascular tissue is different to the ground tissue. Now let us discuss in detail about each type of tissues. Here in this TS of stem, you can locate 4 types of tissues. The outer covering is the dermal tissue. Below that you can see ground tissue, vascular tissue. Around the vascular tissue, you can observe the meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue As I said, what is the function of meristematic tissue? It is responsible for growth. It causes growth in length and girth. Girth means growth in width. Okay. And it also responsible for repair also. Repair. Plant sometimes we break the branches. Branches we break, but they do regenerate. The regeneration because of the meristematic tissue. So repair and the growth in length and the girth is the function of meristematic tissue. They are located in various places and their functions are also different. So based on the function and location, the meristematic tissues are classified into 3 types. Those are typical meristem, lateral meristem, and the third one is intercalary meristem. apical, lateral, intercalary meristem. So see this figure. At the tip of the shoot and at the tip of the root, the apical meristem is present. So they are present at apical portion. And the cells in the apical meristem grow in vertical direction. Okay, grow means divide. Meristematic tissue means it actively dividing tissue. Understood? To happen the growth, the new cells should be added. Further, cells should continuously divide. Here, the cells in meristematic tissue divide in vertical direction, so they cause the growth in the length. Shoot grow in length. The root grow downward direction towards the gravitational force. Understood? So apical meristem causes the growth in the length. Next, lateral meristem. Second one, lateral meristem. What is the location of lateral meristem? Lateral means sides. So it present in the edges of the plant parts, root and stem, edges. The cells in the lateral meristem divide in a horizontal direction. Then what will happen? In which will the plant grow? Width. The plant grow in the width. So the lateral meristem causes the growth in the girth. Girth means growing width. Understood? It presented at the edges of the plant body. Next, third one, intercalary meristem. It is responsible for development of the lateral parts of the plant. That means branches, flowers, leaves. Those are all developed from the lateral meristem. Sorry, intercalary meristem. Understand? So intercalary meristem present at where the leaves, branches and the flowers are develops, and from where the lateral roots are develops. It's also known as cambium. It's also known as cambium. Let us see how the cells of the meristematic tissue consist of different characteristics. The characteristics of meristematic cells are different when compared to cells in other tissues. If you observe, the cells of meristematic tissue consist of a dense cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is dense. Understand? The nucleus, you see the size of nucleus. It consists of a prominent and large nucleus. Why? Because it's a meristematic cells are actively dividing cell. They need more energy. They need more control. That's why they have the large nucleus which consists of more amount of genetic material. And the cytoplasm also dense. See the arrangement of cells. They tightly packed each other. Intercellular spaces are less. There are no intercellular spaces. There are no intercellular spaces. They closely arranged. And these are actively dividing cells. Next, cell wall. The cell wall is thin. It has a thin cell wall. Usually mature cells have the thick cell wall, but young cells which grow, which divide actively have a thin cell wall. These are the characteristics of meristematic cells. Do you think the meristematic cells arrangement is similar in all parts like root tip and shoot tip and intercalary? That means no. You see the figures. See the arrangement of cells in the root tip. And see the arrangement of meristematic cells in the shoot tip. There is a difference. There is a difference in the arrangement. There is a difference in the shape. The shape and the size of the cells is related to the function that you have to remember. Understood? So this is about meristematic tissue. There are three types of meristematic tissues: apical meristem, lateral meristem, and third one intercalary meristem. Each one have its own function. Next one, second type of tissue is the dermal tissue. You can compare the dermal tissue with the skin of our body. That means the dermal tissue is the dermal tissue present at the outer covering of the plant body. In previous class you have done some activities. Onion peel, right? And cheek cells of humans. And cells in the rheolith, the cells in the beetle leaf. They are all dermal tissue, outer covering of the plant body. So based on their location, the dermal tissue is of three types. The epidermis, mesodermis, and endodermis. Epidermis, mesodermis, and endodermis. Usually, the mesodermis is present at the beginning of the life of the plant. Whenever the plant grows, the mesodermis disappears. The epidermis and endodermis can be observed. You see this TS of stem. TS of stem. What is this outer layer? This is the epidermis. Okay. You see this layer. This is the endodermis. Endodermis. So usually this dermal tissue present in a single layer. Okay, now let us focus on the functions of the dermal tissue. It performs various functions in various plants. For example, if you observe the TS of leaf in dicot plants, this is the epidermis, upper epidermis, and the lower epidermis. The gaseous exchange. The gases exchange parts in the leaf. Can you name them? Stomata. Stomata. The stomata are present in the lower epidermis of the leaf. Understand? So that means some of the epidermal cells are modified to stomata. What are the functions of stomata? Gaseous exchange. See the structure of stomata. The oxygen enters the plant and carbon dioxide leaves through the stomata because it can open and close. How it open and close? It has two cells in dicot plants. What are the two cells? God cells. They can open and close. Through the stoma, the gaseous exchange takes place, and the transpiration also takes place through the stomata. You see this picture. Root. How do root absorb the water and minerals? They absorb through root hairs. Root hairs. Root hairs also formed by modification of epidermal cells or dermal tissue. Some dermal cells modify into root hairs. Root hairs absorb the water and minerals. In desert plants, which are also known as xerophytes, the dermal tissue form a waxy layer. This waxy layer prevents the loss of water from the plant body. So like this, it performs various functions. No, in the stomata, the guard cells have the chloroplast. So, they perform the photosynthesis. So, dermal tissue perform photosynthesis also. Dermal tissue perform absorption of water and minerals. See, bark. Large trees have the bark. Bark is also formed by dermal tissue only. Above the epidermis, various and many layers formed. They become thicker and form the bark. You know, in acacia plant and the neem plant, when you scratch this bark, what will come in neem plant? If you scratch the bark, what comes out? Gum. Neem means vapa, acacia, tumma. When you scratch the bark, gum comes. What is gum? It's a waste material produced in the plant. And the plant accumulates that in the dermal tissue. We use this gum for various economical purposes like medicines and as adhesive also. See, the desert plant. In desert plant, the dermal tissue plays a crucial role in preventing the loss of water. You know, desert plants means there is a scarcity of water. The plant should retain the water. It should prevent the loss of water through transpiration. So dermal tissue form a waxy layer above it. Dermal tissue form the waxy layer. It prevents the loss of water through transpiration process. And moreover, the dermal tissue prevents the entry of pathogens into the body. Pathogens means disease-causing organisms. Harmful microorganisms do not enter into the plant body because of the dermal tissue. So photosynthesis, absorption of water and minerals, prevention of transpiration, gaseous exchange. These are several functions performed by dermal tissue. So till now you have learned about these two types of tissues, meristematic and dermal tissue. Meristematic tissue responsible for growth and repair. Dermal tissue responsible for various functions like production, prevent invasion of pathogens, photosynthesis, absorption of minerals, etc. In next class you learn about vascular tissue and ground tissue. Okay?